Hello people, it's Dookie Boy. Today's video is going to be about Satan's weaknesses and things that he doesn't like about a true follower of Christ. Hope y'all having a good day. Y'all keep up and stay blessed. Let's go. Number 1, Satan's weaknesses. Prayer. Satan doesn't like when we have a good prayer life and that we're always, trying to seek God's attention as far as praying to, better ourselves and improve ourselves to be, true followers of Christ. You see what I'm saying? Think of a baby, that need to change its diapers and things of that nature and is trying out to get clean. When you praying, it's sort of like you keeping yourself clean, like you just keeping up with yourself and things of that nature, I'll call it spiritual hygiene. You see what I'm saying? You keeping up with your spiritual hygiene. And as far as, just keeping your spirit clean and things of that nature. And, especially if you're praying to, as far as separating your spirit from your flesh, you know what I'm saying? Not like an out-of-body experience, but as far as like making your conscience dwell more in your spirit instead of like your flesh and things of that nature. Because our flesh, that's the part of us that's capable of doing bad and things of that nature and stuff like that. Even if we'll always have our spirit in our bodies while we're doing good and bad, but our flesh is what's causing us to, that's what can helps, that's what pretty much make it where that we can do bad things. It's our flesh and going about our flesh instead of our spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just not resonating in your spirit. That's when you in the flesh and things of that nature. Satan doesn't like when we're not dwelling in our flesh. He rather us being he rather us be in our flesh instead of our spirit, because the spirit is strong, but the flesh is weak. So he can't use our vessel, if we're not in our flesh and things of that nature. So yeah. Then we got number 2, when you're a humble person. Like when you're a humble person, and God tells us to be humble. You see what I'm saying? We have to be humble people and things of that nature, especially when the enemy tries to, use his tactics against us. We got to know how to stand firm, and just be humble whenever things like that take place and things of that nature. And not only that, but, true followers of Christ, Jesus tells you, be humble. You see what I'm saying? Like, be innocent as a dove, but be wise as a serpent. You see what I'm saying? Be smart and witty, but be innocent, and don't always try to use the things that you got, as far as good things that God blesses you with, to do evil. You see what I'm saying? So be a humble person. When you're humble, Satan doesn't like when we're humble, because now it's like he pretty much the total opposite of being humble. So now it's like we not even being susceptible to being in his ways and being in his nature, because he's the total opposite of being a humble person. So he's when you're not humble, and that's pretty much you opening up yourself to going against God's will. Because God, if you really following God, he'll let you know, like, be humble. That's one of the things. You got to be a humble person. Especially when Satan try to do things, you gotta be humble and know how to handle it. You gotta be humble. My bad. But yeah, then we got number 3. When you're fasting, that's pretty much when you don't eat. You see what I'm saying? I made a video about that. When you don't eat for like 24 hours, or you don't drink any like soda or like drink any juice or anything like that. When you're fasting, that that's a very effective way to weaken your flesh and to only strengthen you in your spirit, especially when you're praying the day that you're fasting. So if you're fasting and then you're praying throughout the day, to strengthen your spirit man that's in you, that's a very good way to y'all don't mind the noise and stuff, but that's a very effective way to weaken your flesh so that you can dwell more in your spirit. And then the more that you do it, the more you'll be able to understand exactly what your flesh is capable of, and you'll be able to, know the difference between your flesh and your spirit when you're doing that. When you're fasting, you'll just know the things that your spirit wants you to do, because you're not eating, you're not feeding your flesh. So you'll just know, and you'll be able to weaken your flesh, which is a very good thing. We need to weaken our flesh. So yeah, when you're fasting and you're praying the same day, that's very good. Satan doesn't like people that do that, especially if it's for God's will. So yeah. Then we got number 4. When you let go of sinning against God. When you let go of sinning against God, that's pretty much defeating Satan's whole motives, because his whole motive is to steal, kill, and destroy. So when you're going as far as like letting go of your sin against God, because Satan, he wants to sin against God. He wants to pretty much, go against God's will and, and things that he wants us to do. So when you're, dwelling willfully in your sin, that's pretty much you going against God anyway. So when you let go of, sinning against God, that's pretty much you letting go of sinning against God and things of that nature. And Satan doesn't like people that do that, because that's not following his kingdom. That's not following his motive behind what he's trying to do to us. You see what I'm saying? When you let go of sinning, that's a very good way to, tick off Satan and to make Satan mad at you. So, but that's what we need. We need to step on the enemy, man. We need to. Y'all don't mind all the noise and stuff, but yeah. Then we got number 5. When you're a pure-hearted person, man. When you're a pure-hearted person and you just got the heart, not only that you have a pure heart to help people, but you just have the heart to, desire God and to, take out his duties for him, and to, be a true servant of God. You see what I'm saying? And fully put on God's armor. But you have the heart to do it, and you have the heart to help your brothers and sisters that are lost in the world. That's a very, that's a very good way to tick off Satan, because, he doesn't have a heart. He's evil, man. He's totally against having a heart and just being, a king of peace. He's a king of pride and arrogance, but he's not a king of peace. That's Jesus. Jesus is the king of peace. But when you have a pure heart, now it's like you closing off that door for him to, control you and make you be evil. I'm not saying that you can just totally just stop being, a bad person. You can, totally just stop being a good person. That is possible, for you to fall out of being a good character, for God, and to totally switch around and be like Satan. It is possible, but that's only if you let it. You see what I'm saying? Satan can only, use in you what you let him. You see what I'm saying? So just close off, little doors more and more, big doors, until he can't really, dwell in your flesh and make you do things and things of that nature. Yeah, when you have a pure heart, Satan doesn't like that. So yeah, that's a good thing. Then we got number 6. Obviously, this is a good one. When you just know certain Bible verses. Certain Bible verses will make Satan not want to vibe with you and not want to be around you, because now he knows that you know the word. And not only that, but when you're not just a hearer, but you're a doer, and you're applying the word with your life, that also tick him off, because now it's like you know what your motive is. You know what God's will and purpose is. And he likes to really come after people who don't have wisdom, people that lack wisdom. You see what I'm saying? When you have wisdom of God and know the things that God wants us to do, that kind of messes it up for him, because now he can't really, he knows that you know the truth. So now it's like he can't lie to you or tell you anything, especially if you put the word in your heart and in your mind and apply it. Now it's harder for him, to make you work for his kingdom and go against God, because you know the word, you smart, you wise in the spirit and things of that nature. But yeah, then we got number 7. When you just look up ways to be him. When you look up, y'all got the internet, use it to God's advantage. You see what I'm saying? We're in times for that. We have a lot of technology and stuff. So like when you're using phones and like tablets or like, you know, laptops, whatever that you can use to learn the knowledge of God and to display it and to look up ways that, you know, Satan's tactics, because we need to know the enemy too, so that we don't get, you know, persuaded or stepped on. We'll just know his tactics and the things he tries to do to us to, you know, turn us away from God. So when you just look up ways to beat him, that'll just ultimately make you a warrior, man. Because now you just know you just notice the red flags that he'll try to throw at you and things of that nature. So yeah, just look up ways to beat him, man. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, man. Hope y'all having a good day. Y'all take care of yourself and y'all stay blessed, and make sure we stepping on the enemy together, man. Let's fight this flesh together, man. But all right, y'all take care of yourselves. All right.